Greetings from Finland, everyone. Yesterday was Finnish Nationals and Mr. Aira won it with Uslander. Very good job, very good job. And the second place was Kantori with Dorinta. I, myself, got in the 9th place with Faye. Today's video is about my Faye deck. I'll try to go quickly over it, what's it doing. Here's the video. Oh look, my shirt glows. Faye, Rising Rebellion, nice hero I would say. 3 Ancestral Empowerments, these are just to get your Mask of Momentum trigger through. Peritless are must, they are for making you have resources with Blue Minoism and Blaze Headlong. That's a must card, it's 4 go again. Brand with Cinder Gloves, I played it with every color, but maybe one yellow could be less for this deck, maybe. I don't know, I haven't tested as much as I want to, but I think this was a pretty nice deck. I got 4 wins and 2 losses, but still didn't. I nearly got to top 8, but only got the 9th place, so it was very near. Brand with Cinder Gloves to make your Koratsis be part of Draconic Chainlinks to get more easily your Phoenix Flame from your graveyard, so that's why Brand with Cinder Glove is very good card. Command and Conquer, I played only 1 of these, but maybe 3 would have been nice, but this saved my ass in the game where I was playing against Combo Boltin, and I got this on the last turn that he would probably have killed me if I wouldn't have succeeded on playing Command and Conquer on the table the turn, so Command and Conquer, maybe 3 of them might be nice. Engulfing Flame Wave. The basic idea of this deck is to threat the enemy as much as possible for on hits that are drawing top of the deck those more cards. It's grinding more and more cards from the top of the deck, so Engulfing Flame Wave as a red is one of the greatest of those for that matters. Fate Foreseen, was purely against Bravo. Bravo just bashes you in the head if you don't have Fate Foreseens and you can't do anything. So 3 Fate Foreseens. Usually people are using Sync Blows, but in this deck Fate Foreseen is better, I would say, because you want to know what's on top of your deck, and if it's not a card that you want to put it on the bottom of your deck. So these Engulfing Flame Waves and other stuff like Mask of Momentum will give you the cards you want, so Fate Foreseen is the one that I would go with. Lava Burst, this did not as much as I wanted them to do, so maybe these are going to be cut on the deck. This is a great card, it's a great value card for damage, but I think these are going to get cut maybe first in my deck, but they were in the sideboard anyway, so but their usefulness was not that great. I was trying to... Okay, so this deck beats every other deck possibly, but it struggles with my bit Briar and Dorinta. They are slightly better damage output, but otherwise than that, this is still going to win maybe those. It has a fair chance against those decks, but Oldhim is something that I couldn't yet tech against, because it was the 2 weeks wasn't enough for me for that to happen, so the Oldhim is almost auto loss for this deck, so that is the most critical weakness of this deck for your information. And there are lots of Oldhims out there, but I dodged, well, most of them. I only got 1 Oldhim, and that was purely just I couldn't do anything against that Oldhim. Lava Burst was something, if Oldhim would have been very defensive, then I would have tried to break with Lava Bursts with Tiger Stripe Shuko, because not many people read this card apparently, because it has another effect besides the +1. It will make damage that would be dealt by this can't be prevented, so usually the Oldhim might do a misplay there. He can try to prevent it, but it's not possible, so that's why Lava Burst were my choice. Mounting Anger, it's just very good card. Synergy is great and the effect is great. Phoenix Flames, only one, because I don't want to have non-blockers in my deck. That is just the case. And it's not that great card either to pull to your hand. So 1 Phoenix Flame, because Fi has an effect that is working with Phoenix Flame, so that's neat. Ravenous Rabble, to know what's on top of your deck. This is a 2-edged sword. You don't want to play this if you want to threaten the enemy with top card, if you are not sure that you are going to have a great top card. So Play it carefully, but this is still great to make your decisions better. You might not want to go all in on the turn when you see that there is some blue on top of your deck, so Ravenous Rubble, very great card as a red. Rising Resentment, 3, go again, that's basically the best thing it can do, and of course it lowers the costs of your cards if you are playing against Icelander, so pretty neat, pretty neat. Ronin Renegade, it's Dragonic, 3, go again. So that's the only thing it's good for, and it's the best. It's just great. It doesn't have a great effect, it's just 3, go again, 0. It's a Dragonic. I like it. I love it. Snatch, well, 4, if it hits you, draw a card. It's great with Snapdragon Scalers when you want to go very wide. Soaring Strike, same as Mounting Anger. It has great effect, and it works with greatly with Snatch or Take the Tempo or my Promise of Plenty here. So Soaring Strike, pretty neat. Take the Tempo. This deck tries to threaten the enemy with the more cards from your deck. You know, you are not playing at 4 card hand, but with Take the Tempo you might have 5 card hand or even 6 card hand and the Phoenix Flame on the graveyard. So it is impossible to block, and then when it's impossible to block, then there is impossible that you are going to have Mask of Momentum 2 on the turn. So Take the Tempo, I really like this card. I like the art, I like the card. It's great. Torrent of Tempo, I think this is pretty great card. It's 5, and it does neat things, because usually if you're playing this like you don't play this as at first on the heroes that has 3 block cards mostly. But the heroes that doesn't have, it's pretty neat, because when you play this, they usually want to block it, and then you can bait it with Ancestral Empowerment there, and you are continuing your turn as nothing happened, and the enemy is having 2 cards less or 1 card and equipment less to block on that turn. So Torrent of Tempo, I like it. But it's still something that I might change in the future. Yeah, I'm 5 player now. I know. I was a Levia player, now I'm 5 player. Art of War. Maybe go with 2 of these, but then again, you want to pull this card. So, being at 3 of these in your deck, it is much easier to pull this card. So, 2 or 3. 3 is maybe the one to go, but 2 is better. That you want to have, as you can see on this deck, there is only 8 cards that are not attack action cards. So okay, well, these are sideboard cards, the Fate Foreseen, for example, but it makes it so much easier to pull something playable on your top of your deck with Engulfing Flamelave or Take the Tempo. So that's why keep those at minimal. So maybe 2 is the correct answer here. Brandy with Cinderclaw, as I said, it's just great. Salt the Wound if I try Mask of Bouncing Lynx, because there are some matchups like Kano that I want to just raise so fast, so I will try to, because it's a test of hitting hard. So Mask of Bouncing Lynx and Salt the Wound, you just want to have the most fastest as possible. Same as you are playing against Fae, and if you are going first, then you want to have Mask of Bouncing Lynx, because the one has tempo and you want to take the tempo, and this is the only way to take the tempo is by Mask of Bouncing Lynx and the best Salt the Wound turn you are going to have. Brand with Syndical again. Lava Vein Loyalty. It's blue, it's 3 block, 0 cost. It's good with Kodachis. Vinovasm, because the Predator Sarin, and Promise of Plenty. This is something that I like personally. Some may disagree, but usually the deal is better for you to get the card to Arsenal. And if you are having a blue hand and you just want, or 2 blues in hand, and you are not going to play this one, then you are going to Arsenal this one if you are having this. And when you're playing it Arsenal, this is like another Mask of Momentum trigger, which is nice. So try it out. I think it's worth. I think it's worth. And blue Rising Resentment, because it's Dragonite go again, and well, it's just put it in. It's great. Korachis, these are the main weapons of this build, and Searing Emberblade I have so far only played against Oldhim. That's the only thing it's even decent for, I think, in this deck. Maybe Emberblade is the weapon to go in this meta, because the Oldhim is here. So Blossom of Springs, because your games are fast with this deck. You are trying to be faster than anyone. So Blossoming of Spring is usually better than, you know, the Tunic. But if you have the Tunic, you should put it in this deck, because it's great against Oldhim and Uslander, and long grindy matches. It's great. Flamescale Furnace, it's great again. I think this is purely against Bravo, but against Oldhim I use this too, because it has the effect that if the Oldhim is trying to take your last card away, you can pitch it and to resources, and maybe use it to Searing Emberblade, but that's up to you. Mask of Momentum, this is the main headgear for this deck to work, so keep this in your head, because you are trying to threaten as much as possible on hits. Nullrune Gloves, Ropes, and Tide Flippers are against Uslander only. That's the only thing they are good for. Snapdragon Scalers are the boots that you are having most of the time, and Tiger Stripe Shuko is just the best hand. It's 2 armor, and it's just pretty neat. And it has the effect of not make you cannot prevent, for example, the lava bursts. But yeah, that is fastly my deck. I promised you that I will deliver this deck, so I'll be linking it down below. There is even sideboard here, and there is even sideboard card. I think it's not the best. It needs some fine tuning, but the time I had, this is the best I could do for the Finlands Nationals. But I will definitely be playing Fae a lot more. I like the mechanic, and it is still a deck that can beat most of the deck very easily. The Oldhim is the most problematic matchup for this deck, so maybe if Oldhim is getting retired, then Fae will be the dominating hero, but the Dynasty will give some tools. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, thanks for joining me again on this epic channel of mine. I have been uploading a little less later, because my life has been very busy, but I am not giving up on YouTube like ever, so wait for my content. It will be there. And thanks for joining in, and thanks for all the subscribers out there.